Hey, good morning, everybody. Carolyn Hauser Carson with day 7 of our 9 days of deep healing and energy shifting. And 1 second, I'm just looking. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, I am live on my personal profile right now, and I'm trying to go live on my business page, but that doesn't seem to be working, so I'm going to end that there and just go live here and focus all my energy and attention on this one stream that is working. So, with that being said, hello and welcome. This is the 7th day of the 9 days of deep healing and energy shifting, and today I'm especially excited because we are going to talk about money and your relationship to money and shifting your relationship with and to money. If you are here, send me an emoji like I love the eyes with the hearts. Just send me an emoji about how you're feeling, or in general let me know that you're here. I can't see if you're here if you're not sending me anything or saying hello, and I would really like to know who's here. Just see the numbers. So for those of you that are new to me and don't know who I am, my name is Carolyn Hauser Carson. I'm one of the leading experts in the world in family constellations. I've been doing family constellations for 20 years, and my unique brilliance is to shift energy. I shifted for other people, I shifted collectively, and I teach people how to shift their own energy because, I like the money bags, yoo-hoo, woohoo, perfect, because in my own experience, everything that we want is already here, and it's just literally an inner shift, an inner and an energy shift away from you having it. And Pamela, I'm seeing your post. This is going to be posted on my profile and also in the event page, so you can come back anytime and take yourself to the replay, and just know that the replays are just as powerful because the work that we're doing are in the energetic, and in the energetic world, everything is happening at all times. There is no time and space necessarily. We just put time and space on things. So thanks for sending me all the love this morning. I'm also the creatrix of the Pleasure IQ, and the Pleasure IQ is my proprietary signature system that's designed to helping my clients organically grow into the fulfillment of their full potential, and by doing so, arrive or live in a state of paradigm, a paradigm of paradise. In the state of paradise, it's an inner state where you are not settling for less anymore, where you have certain boundaries inside of yourself, and when you have them, based on those inner boundaries, the universe converges to basically match those, your standards and the things that you have a yes for. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Nina. Good morning, Joy. Send me an emoji or something that lets me know that you're here, either a thumbs up or one that describes your feeling this morning, because unless you comment, I can't really see who's here. I see the numbers, but I don't see the names. So money. Money is an issue for so many. It's an issue for people that don't have it. I used to be somebody who never had any money, and I was struggling with money, and then I became somebody who had money and was still struggling with money. And I can tell you, even though it's better to have money, it still sucks to be struggling with it when you have it. Good evening, Nina. So today, this life and this energy shifting. Good morning, Laura. I love all the hearts. You're feeling bubbly hearts. Today, this life is not only for the people that are struggling with not having money or not being able to have a consistent flow, but it's especially for the people that, for you, if you've figured out how to make money and you maybe even have money, but you're still struggling and you're still stressed out and you're still feeling stressed by it. So I'm not going to say much because, there's really not that much to say about money. We all know our own struggles with it. We all have our own history, and in my own journey, money, aside from intimate relationships, and especially my relationship with Paul, money has been one of the greatest teachers and one of the mirrors that has showed me all the deepest gunk that I'm still holding about myself and believing about myself. And I've at times used it to hide and feel bad about myself and make all kinds of assumptions. Nice, Laura saying she had a really nice chat with her money this morning. And so, as always, I never know what comes out of these constellations. That's why I love constellation work so much, because it literally will, reveal whatever we need to see, the truth behind any kind of issue, in order for us to get to the next level. And so, that's why my clients, when they come and work with me, they often have a complete transformation in their life. Right? They might come for one issue, but because we work on the energetic, when you up level as a being, everything in your life up levels. You're raising the standards everywhere, and your complete life out picturing becomes a different one. And thanks, Joya, for sharing. You saying that you want to love money and not have any feelings of struggle. So exactly, that's what we're going to work on. Money, I've done tons and tons and tons and tons, I don't know how many, probably thousands by now, money clearings. And we all have our own money and our own relationship to our own money, and it's different for everybody. And at the same time, I've never stepped on a money that was malicious or evil or not supportive. Sometimes I've stepped on money where the money was a little sleepy or bored or things like that. But I've never ever, good morning, Alex, thanks for joining me. I've never stepped and done a constellation on money where money's energy wasn't generally supportive and wanting to help us and wanting to be there for us. So it's really up to us to open ourselves up to seeing it differently and having a different relationship to it. And that's what we're going to work on today. So without any further ado, I'm going to just pick my fields. And if you're new to this, you can just basically sit back and relax. And good morning, Vicky. And just receive this. Or if you want to do your own constellation, if you've done it before, you can pick something. I use these colored fields. You could pick magazines, you could pick washcloths, you could pick pillowcases, anything that you can put on your floor and step on. So I'm going to give you a minute to do that. And then I'm also going to say our prayer and invocation, intention. And then I'm going to pick a color for myself, for the self, the collective self, and for money in a minute. So I'm inviting you to just close your eyes and joining me in this prayer and an intention setting. Taking a deep breath into your belly, letting your belly soften and exhaling, letting go of anything and everything that came before our time together. This morning, yesterday, the day before, the weeks before, the months before, the years before, your entire past, just letting it all go. And then inhaling again, letting your belly soften and exhaling, letting go of anything and everything that still has to happen after our time together, later today, tomorrow, rest of the week, rest of the month, rest of the year. Your entire future, just letting it all go. And then inhaling one last time, letting your belly soften and exhaling, arriving in this present moment. And in this present moment, I'm speaking a prayer and I'm setting the intention for deep transformation and healing, for our ability to let money serve us, for our ability to let money step or take its rightful place in our life as a source of joy, as a source of support, as a joy, as a source of freedom, as a source of happiness. And so with this prayer and intention, I'm affirming our ability to do the work that's necessary, to do the inner work, to do the inner shifting, I'm also affirming our ability to let go of any and all small ways of being and feeling about ourselves that we've attached to the relationship with money. Money just is, and we just are. So also releasing any and all shame and guilt. Right? We wouldn't have the need to blame anything on anything, neither on ourselves or the money, if we wouldn't have unconscious shame or guilt. So releasing all of that today. There's no need for us to feel bad about ourselves, and especially not on the account of money, the lack of it, or the struggle that we have with it. And so I'm claiming our liberation, I'm claiming our freedom in this relationship so that the energy can flow freely from this day forward and into all times and in all generations coming. And so I'm grateful that we can do this work together today, that we're here gathered today, that people are knowing about this today, that people will find out about this moving forward, that people can do this as the replays for days, weeks, months, years to come. And so I just let this intention and prayer be, knowing that it is carried out in joy and peace by simply saying, and so it is. Amen. And so I'm going to pick white for the self. And I'm just going to close my eyes. Interesting. I picked black for money. So the colors don't really have a meaning, but these are the two pieces I've picked, this for the self and this for money. If you want to pick two for yourself, you can do so as well. Good morning, Ashim. Good morning, Renee. Thanks for joining me. Good morning, Amy. Give me an emoji or something to let me know that you're here and how you're doing. And so you can choose pieces of paper, magazines, washcloths, kitchen towels, if you want to do your own constellation, or you can just receive this collective one that I am going to be doing. So the way this works is, if you have your own pieces, you take them and you put them on the floor, granted that you have space to step on. So I'm just going to put mine on the floor. And myself kind of goes in the middle on the floor, and the money is actually going quite far. It's going into my kitchen space. So there's quite a distance. Normally I work on my carpet, but today the money is kind of off a little bit in the distance. And I start by stepping, and if you're doing your own constellation, I recommend you start by stepping onto the field that you picked for the self. So I'm starting by stepping onto the collective self. And so I'm very much looking at the money, and I'm intrigued by it, and I want it. I do feel like I really want it, and I don't feel like I have a lot of negative beliefs around money itself anymore. Like I think money is evil, or, but there's definitely a separation and a distance between me and it, right? I still see it as I still see it as separate from me, and it is quite far and almost it is in a different space. Like I'm in the living room, and it's in the kitchen, basically. Good morning, Joanna. Good to see you. Give me an emoji or say hi or something so that I can see that you're here. And let me know how you're doing. So I'm just going to step on over to the money, actually. And if you're doing your own constellation, you can just follow your own movement, see if you want to step on the other field, if something else needs to come in, if the pieces want to move. So when I'm on the money, I have a lot of compassion for the self. I'm looking at the self, and it feels quite far away. The self actually feels further away from the money than when I was stepping on the self. The money felt closer. And I have a lot of compassion for humans, for the self. I do feel very soft and open. This is very interesting. because when I'm on this money, it almost feels like I am in a new universe and I am a new kind of money. And it's true, like I am literally in a different universe, and I am a different kind of money. I'm a different kind of money than you guys, humans, are used to. Most of the humans are not quite ready for it. Good morning, Alice. And I'm just feeling to see if there's an impulse for me to move towards the Earth. Like I literally feel like I'm circling in outer space on a different planet, and I'm feeling into whether it's my place to come closer, and it doesn't feel like it right now. I'm a very different kind of money. And I don't think that means that, good to see you too, Alice. It doesn't mean that necessarily the form, you know, that there's not going to be bills and coins and stuff like that, but I'm a very different energy to the money. I'm just going to step off, and if you're doing your own, just see if you need to bring any of your other fields in, or move your fields if things need to be said from one to the other. I'm just going to step back onto the humans on the Earth, going back to planet Earth. Well, now I feel even more excited as the human. Now I'm like, I feel like, do I have to move to the Mars? Do I have to move to outer space? Well, I know that that's not, you know, that's not obviously an option. So it's interesting because it feels like everything is suspended. Like I don't have an impulse to go and do something. I'm just really curious and excited about this opportunity and about this newness. And the money also said it wouldn't come here right now. So I don't know what that means. So part of how I actually don't move anything, right? I don't do anything. I basically just hold the field, and then when there's a shift in energy, when you see me moving, I'm just following. I'm just basically the out picturing. I'm making the energetic movement visible to you, right? So often it looks like, oh, the facilitator is doing stuff, but in my case, when I'm facilitating, I'm literally just waiting until the energy moves, and then whatever I do say, it's the out picturing of the energy already having shifted in the collective field. And so one of the ways that I hold space is just by being present, right? And then these shifts can occur. So right now, as I'm talking to you, part of me is holding the space and kind of listening and waiting for the impulse. And I'm getting, as the human, as the collective, I'm getting more impatient. I'm feeling like a little horse that's like, okay, when is this happening? When is this? It feels like a joyous event, you know, when is this joyous event finally gonna come? Sorry for jiggling the camera, but I was just impersonating the excitement and my hand started jiggling. Good morning, Deb, Ra. I'm gonna step. It doesn't feel like anything else needs to come in, so I'm just gonna keep stepping back and forth. I'm gonna go back to this money. So it is moving a little closer now. Just a tiny smidge, a little closer. And so the reason why I'm moving so slowly is because it would be too overwhelming if I did it faster. It would be way too overwhelming for people and the earth and the energy system and everything. So I'm coming, but I'm coming very, very incrementally in tiny little homeopathic dosages, it feels like. And so if you're doing your own constellation, just go with it, feel what you're feeling, see if you need to step on the other pieces, see if there's messages for you from the money, from the self. Maybe the self needs to say something to the money, or the other way around. Maybe there's other pieces that need to come in. I'm just going to step back onto the humans. Now that it's a little closer, I can actually feel like I can make a step toward it too. And my main feeling is really just this excitement, curiosity, excitement, and the realization that it is going to be very different, and I'm preparing myself for that. With this kind of money, there's nothing hard. There's not going to be hard. It doesn't feel like, it's almost like it's easy money, but in a good way. Like up until now, easy money was usually a bad thing, or, yeah. Like when I'm saying, I'm saying it, easy money, there's judgment. There's like oh yeah, these people have easy money, like, why not? There's something wrong. So in this collective, there's something wrong when there's easy money for some and not for everybody, right? It's not easy money when it's made on the backs of somebody else. It's easy for a person, but then the rest has it hard. So I think that's what's been bugging me collectively as I'm talking about it. So this universal money seems to be much more accessible to everybody. And that feels really nice. That's what's making me excited. So I'm just standing on the universal money, and that's correct. So it's literally like there is new money being pumped into the system that is not coming from the reserves or the banks or the 1%ers or institutions. That's exciting. Time frame that I'm getting is like the next 10 years. So it's going to take a little while. So I'm just going to step off these pieces. So what this is telling me is that globally we are in a complete transformation around money. Not just individually, but globally. There's stuff happening. I mean, I had no idea of this. And some of you might. I did not. I wasn't aware that there's universal money pumped into the system and brought to us. And so this collective that's watching right now, and even if you're watching this as the replay, you're part of the first group of people that's receiving this money and is going to bring it into circulation. So it is important for us to connect to us. Not everybody will connect. So we're the one connecting to it, and then through us it will start circulating. So it's not going to come directly to everybody. So we do play an important role in this distribution. So just to be aware of that. So that's making me, this awareness is making me come closer, go closer now. I don't feel a responsibility. I don't feel burdened by it. I do realize that I do have an important role, and that feels good. I didn't know that necessarily. I wasn't aware that I had a special role in that kind of way. And so I also realize how important it is that money does come to me, because if it doesn't come to me, I can't circulate it. So for any of you struggling around money, just realize that money coming to you is not so much about you having money, but really this new kind of money coming through and being able to be circulated. So open yourself up. And obviously that's what we're working on with this constellation. So as you know, or as you might not know, constellations, you don't have to do anything consciously. The work is done. The shift inside of you, in your consciousness, in the energy field is done. And you get to experience the outpicturing, the outliving over days, weeks, and months to come. There's nothing you need to remember about the work that we're doing. There's nothing that you consciously have to start practicing. You don't have to start doing affirmations or repeating beliefs, or the work is being done right now, and we're all in it right now. And right now I'm just a meter, so like 4 feet maybe, a little bit over a meter, 4 feet away from the money. So I've already traveled 2/3 of the distance to it. I'm just going to step on it again. So the money is also making another little step. And if you're doing your own constellation, just keep moving with it. If you have questions, you can share them here in the comments, and I will, as soon as I'm done, I will reply to you. So the money just made a little step. Also, while we're waiting for this to move, I just want to also say again, I've said this before and mentioned it before, I am currently enrolling people into my Pleasure IQ Mastermind, which is an up level and a relaunch and a new iteration of my Ignite mastermind from before. It's a 9 months mastermind, and I'm very carefully hand selecting people that I'm going to take into this 9 months container. And you're welcome to reach out to me and talk to me and see if you're fit for it. And I think, to me, this constellation is really important, because I've been kind of sitting with, okay, what is this mastermind really about? Yes, it's about allowing more pleasure. Yes, it's about allowing more flow, but it is really about money, and especially around. Oh, that's great, Karina. It's especially around, I think, making the transition to this kind of new money and allowing this in now that we're doing this constellation. That feels very much in resonance. So this is giving me a good insight of what my role is in shepherding everybody, helping guide everybody. I'm just standing on the humans, and I'm now really less than 3 feet. Bring that money closer. Well, I can't really do it. I just have to wait for the impulse. So that is the thing. So right now there's still something. Now that I'm really close to it, there's a little bit of tightness in my chest. So I'm working on just releasing that and feeling worthy, and keep reminding myself that this is really not about me, that I am a servant. I am a servant to this global, universal new money, and I need to bring in a ton so I can circulate a ton. It's really, that is part of my divine mission. So you need to hear this. If you're on this live, part of your divine mission is to allow and bring in a ton of money to this earth from the outer space, to be the funnel that this can come through, so that through you it can circulate. Right? So no more guilt around money, having a lot of money, wanting money. All of that is part of your purpose. Great, Leah. Leah is saying she's ready to allow more and circulate more. And so really the lesson here today is to not make anything about money about yourself, mean anything about yourself. Right? That's part of what the counterforce wants you to buy into, is that you don't start allowing a ton and don't start circulating a ton. Awesome, Nina. Nina is saying she's ready too. So right now with this last little step, I'm just asking how I do it, and I'm a little afraid. I'm afraid to get overwhelmed. I'm afraid it's too much. I'm afraid it's going to be too much. I haven't even come close to it, but I'm already afraid. So I'm just working through that. I'm going to step onto the money again and see maybe now something else has to come in. Money's making another step. And it can actually come to where we are. I don't think it can come any closer to the earth. Kind of the earth is still where the humans started out, over there. But I can come to a place where I can connect with this group of people. And this is the closest I can come to the earth at present. So I need you to come and meet me at the outer rim, basically, to come and get me. Or come and hold my hands. Good morning, Jen. Good to see you again. So let me know if any of this is resonating, if you're like thinking, oh my God, like that's out there. Like, what are you thinking about what just got revealed? Does it resonate? Does it make sense? Does it make you feel any different? Does it make you feel excited? I think it's exciting, personally. And so now that I'm standing here with it and just holding its hand, I feel very good. I feel like I don't need to know much right now. I just need to connect with this energy. I need to have made the connection, and everything else will become clear. Awesome. People are saying it's beautiful, it feels right, sounds good. So now that I have made this connection, I'm actually turning around and I am walking back to the earth, kind of feeling this connection. And I do feel a deep what I really feel is a deep connection and a deep commitment to being a midwife or a man. I don't know what the male term is for midwife. If you know, let me know. Being like these birthers or these bringers of, being the channels, being the bringers of this new money to the earth. I feel very committed to it, and it feels really, really good to my soul. And I wasn't clear that was part of my purpose, and that knowing this feels really good collectively. So I actually feel really honored and have like all this other stuff with all this earthly stuff with earthly money. There might still be the problems that we have with this earthly money, but now there's a different perspective to everything. Jen is asking how to participate in all the 9 days. On my profile, I've been posting the link to the event page, and on the event page you can find all the replays. And today is the 7th day of 9. Karina is saying she feels like we have our work cut out for us. Yeah, but it's awesome because we're going to have a lot of money. So, flowing in and through us is part of the purpose. So how exciting is that? Well, that was interesting. Yes, it's the responsible thing to do. And also, we don't have to be weighed down by the responsibility. We can actually enjoy. This is going to be a fun task. It's going to be a joyful task because, people will love receiving this money. And, even though money cannot be the source of your happiness, it can bring a lot of joy and happiness and freedom. And it feels like this money, this new money, that's really part of why it's coming. Thanks, Ruth Anna. Ruth Anna is saying it's deeply resonating. So for tomorrow, I'm just looking at my schedule real quick. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Oh, tomorrow we are restoring your biggest capacity to give and receive love. That's where we are going to land tomorrow. And so, as I said, if you want to talk to me, if you think that you might be ready and be in a space where you qualify for the Pleasure IQ Mastermind, reach out. Also, I am doing some one-off sessions, which I normally don't do, but right now, since I'm, pretty visible and all kinds of people are reaching out to me, if you feel like you're in a place where you just want a couple family constellations with me, reach out to me as well. I've put together a little special for a limited number of people, but I will do them as long as I have time and the capacity to do so. It's been my pleasure to be here with you guys. Thank you so much all for participating. Share this one. Tag people. Tomorrow, as I said, we're going to work on restoring your biggest capacity to give and receive love. And then last day, on Thursday, we're going to be merging with our divine selves. So I'm really enjoying this series. I've been enjoying getting dressed up in the morning and feeling into the energy of the day and getting ready, and then throughout the day connecting with everybody and following up with everybody. And so let's keep the energy flowing. Have a blessed day. All my love to you, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.